Okay, we're on air. Hello guys, this is Rong Chen, the founder of the Elastos project. I saw Drops has invested in it and we do love it. Yesterday's speech of the Ron we couldn't film, but it was really passionate. It was really passionable, and I think Ron can tell us something about Elastos and its future growth opportunities in the core team and in the future plans. So Ron, what do you think about Elastos? What are your plans?
Hi, nice talking to you. Actually, Elastos, because when you are looking at blockchain white papers, you often run into a word called on-chain, off-chain. On-chain meaning the smart contracts running on a blockchain, and off-chain meaning actually it's the web. Because let's say if we're betting on the England game tonight, and where do you get the results? Yeah. Right, you are actually getting the results from the web. Yes. So all smart contracts, all blockchain objects, when they talk about off-chain, actually there's only one off-chain, which is the web. Yes, yes. And but then the second question is the second point is that when you are retrieving the game results, can you trust the website? Let's say ESPN.com, and it's the ESPN.com, the ESPN.com we think we know, because there's a DNS translation, there's an interception on your router, there's a viruses hijack your phone, and you may not reach the ESPN you think you're getting the result, right? Say if we're betting ETH, Ether, and if the amount is significant, their hacker would, right, do something, make our surprise, yes. Make surprises. So that said, Elastos is doing actually, we call it a smart web powered by the blockchain. And the smart web, first of all, it's a secure web. And we build our chains and our side chains for not competing with existing smart contracts or blockchains. We're really building the smart chain to issue decentralized IDs, to issue side chains for digital assets. For example, for a bottle of water, you have a barcode, right? Because we have to know the website is genuine, we have to know the user is genuine, we have to know the water bottle or your video camera is genuine, right? So they all need IDs, and yet the ID should not be issued by any government or company. It should be decentralized, so then we know the ID is neutral, it's not doing something harmful, yet we need ID. And secondly, we need to build a secure, safer web we have confidence in, so then we know this web won't be able to steal our personal information. And it's very hard to launch DDoS attacks, and very hard to intercept our messages, or doing this DNS translation, middleman attack. How do we?
You were speaking about yesterday.
Yeah.
About, languages, programming languages like JavaScript. This is the language where you can take part of the information.
No, actually, first of all, the web could run any applications, yes. Right? The web cannot be just Java or JavaScript or Python. It's all of the above. Yes. So we don't choose the programming languages. We don't choose the smart contracts. We let the users to decide, right? But then the more fundamental issue is how do we make sure the web is secure? Actually, it's a security issue. Yesterday, I was talking about currently any application wants to go on the internet, it's application's own responsibility. For example, if you got virus infected and your password being stolen, and who's to blame? All the big players, the operating system players saying, hey, you should be more careful. You're on your own, right? Yes. And but then actually we can do better. Let's say with the current state-of-the-art technology, we can generate all network traffic on our Elastos Smart Web without letting applications, services, or IoT devices to send any. I emphasize any, right? No applications should send any network packets directly, yes. Because they are all delegated, they are all managed and delivered by the Elastos network OS, or the Elastos, we call it a decentralized carrier. This carrier is run by the miners. It's autonomous running, yet give you IDs and convey all the messages, like there's a phone carrier, convey all the calls and messages, and automatically, but then without the applications aware of that, right? So that's really the key to guarantee the security of this smart web. When we have achieved this goal, so then we can trade our digital assets peer-to-peer. Why do we need tokens? Why do we need money? We need to buy things, right? We cannot say we invent money for the sake of the money. You invent peer-to-peer token trading because you want to trade digital assets. You want to trade something real.
Not just
tangible.
Not just trade, but something to buy.
Something. Yeah. You pay money, you buy something, right? Like you buy a movie, you buy an ebook, you buy a game, you buy anything, digital, virtual. Well, I'm not talking about you can buy tangible offline products. You can also buy literally the digital assets.
Yes.
To achieve that, you really need the security guarantee, and so then you can. As I said, we don't dictate whether you want to pay, let's say, US dollar or euro or Chinese RMB, right? It's just as if I don't really pick whether you should pay Ether, pay Bitcoin, pay ELA. That's not for us to decide.
Yes.
But we are going to make sure this new smart web is secure, and everyone has a trustworthy ID, so we can conduct business with.
Can you tell us something about your plans? Because yesterday I really was impressed about your future plans, because you will have the alpha version in the late of the summer, I think. Yes?
Yeah, we'll have the alpha version in late August.
In late August.
Yeah, we plan to, right? Miss a day or two, maybe.
Yes.
But we're not going to miss much because we're only shooting for 2 months later.
Yes.
So actually, we do have the sidechain, the DID chain under testing right now, and we're going to have so-called a smart web browser. Basically, you can think of it as a browser without HTTP, because we don't let applications sending network packets. So in a way, it's a browser without HTTP. But then the carrier will help you to do the heavy lifting to transfer all the video, audio files through the decentralized carrier. So that's going to release. Actually, the carrier code has been released, and we're going to put DID, mix the DID with the decentralized carrier. Then we're going to build this smart browser onto the carrier. We're also going to build so-called a personal cloud drive. So it's more like a macro website. So you can publish a few of your own artwork, ebooks. Also planned for end of August, right? And possibly we're also going to have a mobile IPFS. So then to do the
use your browser on the mobile, yes?
Yes. So that's all the intention. That's a real app, real web, right? It's not something for kiddies.
Yes. This is the web we can really use in our everyday life, and this is great.
Correct.
Yes. And what are your plans? You talked about the beta in December or in the end of the year, yes?
Well, as I said, we're going to release alpha by the end of August,
yes.
Give or take a couple weeks. And we are shooting for the end of the year. Here, there's also a little room, Chinese New Year or the calendar year.
Yes.
There we have a month, okay? Because the calendar year is December 31st, and the Chinese New Year usually around January 31st.
Yes,
so my language is a little ambiguous, okay?
Yes,
so I would just say,
I mean Chinese New Year.
Yeah. It's a half joke, but then mostly truth.
Yes.
So when we're actually, because August we're going to release this alpha version, but then, so the autumn, actually the fall, we're going to have working with partners to build so-called dApps, right? Then we're going to emphasize the installation base for this peer-to-peer decentralized smart home network, where we can really transfer videos, transfer files and messages, right? It's not like only broadcast peer-to-peer ledger pages.
Yes.
So that said, we're going to install, not only we're going to install some, and also we're going to release merge mining code by the end of the year. So we release merge mining code with Bitmain jointly, and on top of that, we're going to release this super nodes, and on top with this peer-to-peer network. So that said, we're going to have supernode to relay videos, the supernodes to store IPFS files, and we'll also have the supernodes to DPoS, and so it's election, who is representing what kind of thing by beta version. It's not the final version by the end of the year. And when we're also expecting to achieve a goal of installing like 40,000 set-top boxes, routers, smart speakers, I mean those hardware gadgets in homes, right? Total would be something like 40,000 or and above. And also expecting to have 400,000 users using the dApps like Big Game or Zapier or some other games are running on top of the smart web. And the user, of course, is not going to use the web directly. The users are actually using the web to access some services, correct?
Yes, so they don't just need the web, they need the services on the web.
They need the services on top of the web. So then that means we have to deliver real dApps and very much like a decentralized peer-to-peer social network like Zapier, where you can peer-to-peer sending video, and you can be rewarded. The authors got rewarded by Zapier tokens. We're going to issue tokens for Zapier, and also the middleman who is helping social viral sharing the contents, right? They also got rewarded the tokens, and of course the audience and how much time you spend on this audio, because there's an advertisement, they also got rewarded a little bit of tokens. So this is a completely new business model, so we're very excited, right, to achieve this by the end of this year, whether it's a calendar year or Chinese year. Yes. Let's see.
Yes, really great. I think that in ICO drops, we're going to follow all of your updates. I do love the Elastos project for myself, and thank you very much for the interview. Our community, it would be really interesting to see this, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, thank you.